Hello beautiful people, my name is Erin Pascal and today I have my May wrap up. I read a total of 11 books this month, 3 of them being physical, the rest of them being ebook. Actually one of them is an audiobook, but this is still good news because I used to never use my library and I still don't like going to the library, believe it or not. However, now I'm just using digital libraries and part of it is because I'm broke so I can't actually buy physical books, but also using my resources is always a good thing. The first couple of books I read this month are actually rereads and I loved them the first time I read them, but the second time they got kinda meh, like mediocre. Kind of thinking of like McDonald's now, like if I'm really just craving something that's trash but that's gonna make me feel comfortable in the end, I'll pick up this series. I'm never gonna really get it to feel satisfied. Does that make any sense? Horrible analogy. It's a selection series. This is my third reread and all the other times I've read it, I have loved it, absolutely enjoyed it. However, this third time around, was not a fan. Sad because the selection, the elite, and especially, oh my god, the one, I've always enjoyed it. It's always been a binge session, a day event, literally always a day. Then, I'm sorry, I say the selection series, I mean the first 3 books. The other books don't matter, these are the only relevant ones, thank you. But then I reread the series and oh my god, people used to tell me like, Erin, this series is not that good. Why we needed 5 stars? The characters are so annoying, and I never understood. I never got it. I loved Max in America. I really did. But in this book, let me grab my trash can because I'm going to need it. But now I know that they're like super hot fire garbage. Can't do it. It's bad. These 5-star books became a 4-star and a 3-star. Oh my god. I have noticed that authors do this thing where, to be honest, when it comes to relationship that the main character is in, it could already be canon, like it can already be settled, just put them together, we know they love each other. But it's almost like their slow burn becomes this really dragged out romance that does not need to happen. Instead of creating actual plot points to make their story interesting, they just drag out their relationship to the point where they're just arguing about little tiny stuff that could be solved with basic communication. It's become this big argument, this big fight. Oh, there's someone else now out of thin air that we never even cared about in the first place. It makes no sense. I am tired. Seal the deal already. I also realized that even like the main conflict in this book, it was solved, but we the reader didn't actually even get to see that. So what? I will always enjoy these books, still always see my trash book McDonald's, but I just don't love them anymore. I will never praise them. What is usually a 1-day binge became a week, 3 days, 2 weeks. Like it was just so boring, could not do it anymore. Sad. The next book I finished in May was also a reread, but it was like a long time ago when I picked this book up. And that is My Life Next Door by Helene Fitzpatrick. This used to be one of my favorite books, but then my cousin came and she said, "Oh, Erin, I'm enjoying this book so much that I'm borrowing. Can I have it?" And this was before I grew a backbone, so I said yes. And it has been the worst decision of my life. I just hate it so much. And I remember like crying when I did it, like, "Oh, Emmy, you can have it. You can have it, it's fine." And I just kind of forgot about it after that. But then I was scrolling on my digital library and I saw My Life Next Door and I said, I want a cute contemporary. And so I picked it up and holy crap, 5 out of 5 stars all over again. This book is so good. And not only this book, but the other companion novel to this book, The Boy Most Likely To, read that this month, 5 out of 5 stars. Hello guys, it's me Erin and I don't know if you can see me because I'm black and it's a dark room, but I am physically pained because my dumb self pointed my fingers to this side and I always usually put my stupid like pictures and inserts on this side. And I thought about just like refilming that one scene, but I had to redo my makeup and put on the outfit again. And it's like, it's really not that serious, but I'm also physically pained and it just ruins the order of things. And I'm apologizing, I suppose. So accept it. It's so actually that's a lie. 4 out of 5 stars, but both golden. Need to go buy both. I already put them on my wish list. I already put them on my personal list. Like, Erin, buy this book. It is to go down because I love the book so much. First book follows Sam and she watches this family called the Garrett family and they're literally every single thing that her mom hates. They're loud, they're big, they're kind of poorish. Not poor, but like you know, they're loud, they're a big family, 8 kids. 8 kids are expensive, so they're struggling. Samantha's mom is like this senator lady. She's super tough. She's Republican. Not that that has to do with anything, but she is Republican. She just wants like the perfect family. So obviously the Garretts can't be a part of that. But forbidden romance. The thing about the forbidden romance, it doesn't feel like a forbidden romance. Like Sam was like, well, I like this guy, brought his family, so I just have to be with him, and she's just not ashamed of him. And it's that conflict with her mother, but also her mother is crazy, and literally the big like plot and shocker of this book happens because of her crazy mother. And honestly, it was awesome. And like the plot twist and relationships and just the family life, boom. And then we got to the boy most likely to, in this book, I love this so much. We're following Samantha's friend Tim and then her love interest sister in this book, and romance obviously. Tim is this boy, he pretty much did not finish school. His life is a mess. He is a recovering alcoholic. He's trying to put back the pieces of his life. And Alice is this sister who's pretty much like a step-in mom whenever her mother's too busy. She is also trying to pursue her dreams being a nurse and just move on with her life instead of just being locked down to her family, which of course she loves them, but obviously they can't go get your degree and also raise a little siblings. This book deals with alcohol abuse, it deals with mentions of drug abuse, it deals with teen pregnancy, unplanned pregnancy, just a lot of topics. Honestly, I loved how all of those trigger warnings were portrayed in this book. Other books that I've read that have these issues, so many times you just see our characters fail and fail again. Although there were moments where like our characters were struggling, it did not end in like a tragedy for them. They did not have the happiest ending, sure, but you can still read for them without having this sense of heartbreak. Like, yeah, I got my heart broken, but not for the reasons I expected, which I just love this duology so much. By the way, you guys do not have to read My Life Next Door to read The Boy Most Likely To. They could be read as standalones. I do recommend it though, because they're both just really sweet and heartwarming. I also love like colossal how like sex is portrayed in this book. I know that sounds kind of like weird and like, not weird, but random, I guess. But so many times, like when you're just reading book series with teenagers, it's like they're kind of experienced and like they know what they're doing and they're not fumbling at all. But in this series, like they weren't fumbling and like being like goofy and like childish, but it was a conversation and it was something that they had to think about and actually get the materials for. By the way, like we had that scene like buying condoms, and I appreciated that because, to be honest, as much as I love my YA teen characters, sometimes they don't really feel like teens, and so I felt like I could relate to that situation. And that's home. I don't even remember where I was at before that bark. So we are just going to move on to the next book I read this month, which was Geekerella by Ashley Poston. This is the audiobook I listened to, and it was fun. It wasn't my favorite, but it was fun, I guess. This book follows Danielle, and she is like a major nerd for this series called Starfield, and she loves it. And they have decided to reboot it because people do not have original ideas anymore. And it's being played by Darian Freeman. And he is this actor who also loves Starfield. However, because he does not have the typical nerdy look and just doesn't look like a Starfield lover, the fans are not happy. However, somehow they end up becoming pen pals and just falling in love over line. And Cinderella retelling, you can fill in the rest. Honestly, this is one of those retellings that I love because you see like the major plot points and themes from the fairy tale without it being so in your face and kind of unoriginal. I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. There was nothing wrong with it per se, but oh, actually, one thing that did bother me, this did not affect my rating, but I was kind of annoyed with Danielle at first because, like I said, the fans were not happy and they reminded me of how people treated like the Star Wars cast a bit, and that just rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, Daisy Ridley and then another cast member, I don't really watch Star Wars to be honest, but another cast member had to like delete their Instagrams because of harassment. Although Danielle did not harass like the other fans, and she was ultimately proved wrong because she fell in love with this dude, she did still make assumptions and just came off very negative and kind of entitled. So I was not a fan. Obviously that changed. Like I said, did not affect my rating, but I just thought I mentioned that. Like I said, 4 out of 5 stars. Nothing is wrong with it. I would recommend it to people, but just not my favorite, I guess. So 5 stars didn't feel right. But fun book. Nice little quick read. Or listen, because I listened to it in the, yeah. Okay, bye. Next up, I read my most disappointing read of all time. Congrats, you beat the Hazelwood. It is Nevernight. Nevernight by J. Kristoff. This, first of all, I will fight every single person that told me this book's writing was good, because it is so bad. What was it? What was it? What? It was just him trying to be like poetic, and it just came off wrong. This is how he spoke to you. This book is about a girl made of darkness and tragedy named Mia Corvair. She was a girl of mysteries, and one day she went to the mysterious place, a mysterious place that only the strong survived. Only the strong survived. She was trying to be an assassin to take the lives of those who wronged her, and soon will be wrong themselves. Like, okay, I don't know if that sounded good to you, but can you still imagine reading like that for 300, 400 pages? It drove me nuts. I literally opened this book like, oh, I heard the writing is so great, like Tahereh Mafi great, I am ready to go, and it was instant disappointment. I was lost, I was confused, I was hoodwinked, bamboozled, jubileed. I don't know. I was just distraught and angry, and I will shank every single person who lied to me. Also, the way I just described Mia to you is like the actual plot of the book, by the way. I thought she was going to be like super bad A and like not remorseful and just doing what she had to do to reach her goal, but she ended up being like this basic Mary Sue, in my opinion. I wanted brutal. I wanted like Lady Macbeth, and the first half of Macbeth brutal. Like, okay, listen, we gotta get this done to get to where we need to be, and that's why I stand Lady Macbeth. But Mia did not deliver. She was dry. She was as dry as that turkey at Thanksgiving that you had to pretend that you like. I was not a fan. 2 out of 5 stars. Really, even the plot twist, ooh, plot twists were not plot twists to me. Could not deal. I was angered. It was boring. The writing was bad. The characters were the most uninteresting people ever, and they were assassins. Make it make sense. Cannot stand. I can't read it. Although I will be reading the second book because I have too much pride and I just have to finish, but cannot stand. Okay, so then the last 4 books that I read this month are part of the same series, and that is the Kate Daniels series. Why did I read this series? You weren't asking, but I'm still gonna tell you. I have a friend named Sailor. She has a blog. You go follow it, you coward. And one day on Twitter, I was talking about how I felt deprived, hungry, embarrassed because I picked up Nevernight for a smut and I was 20% in, and where was it? And so I was tweeting, and my friend Sailor said, Kate Daniels series, and I said, okay, I'll have time. And she gave me her library card, and I said, okay, I'll use your digital library because my library don't have it. And so I started reading it, and I did not like the first book. 3 out of 5 stars. Nothing wrong with it. Boring. I thought, Sailor, babe, I trusted you, babe, and I felt lost and confused all over again. Yet another betrayal. Why am I talking like this? I'm sorry. I'm talking like Nevernight. Yeah, I just felt like, what the heck is this? But like I said, I love Sailor, so I got to the next book and I said, okay, we'll give the next book a shot. And I picked up Magic, oh, they're all like Magic something. Magic Awaken, Magic Dewakens, Magic Lives. The first one is Magic Bites. The second one, Magic Burns. I said, okay, why am I talking like this again? I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. Fine. I got through that book. Look at my Goodreads. I got through that book. Oh crap, that's out of review. I got through that book May 27th to May 28th. It was fire! 4 out of 5 stars. Now, because I binged these, you know, the plot just kind of all runs together in my head. So can I tell you what this specific book was about? No, I cannot do that for the 3rd or 4th books either. But they were good. Loved the 3rd book, gave that book 5 stars. The 4th book, 3 stars for me, simply because of the same thing I said about the Selection series, because the main couple in this book could have been together, and it's like the author said more angst, and yet the angst wasn't even angsty anymore. It was just annoying. This is not Drew Carden angst. This is like, who has bad angst? This is like Mal and Alina angst. Nobody wants that crap, and so I was not a fan. And also, in the 4th book, I I should tell you guys the plot first. Wow, she's some book reviewer. Scratch all that, and then we'll get back to it. Book series is about a post-apocalypse Atlanta, not like zombies or the angel apocalypse like in Penryn in the End of Days trilogy. Read that, it is awesome. More like a magic apocalypse. The way that Ilyona Andrews explains it, the authors, they're like a writing couple. They're super cute. I want that, but I'll probably never get it. The way that they explain it is pretty much the world once had a perfect balance of magic and technology. We are a heavy tech time, but eventually this balance just tipped back over again, and now magic and technology are fighting. Kate Daniels is like this, not merc. She's like almost a sword for hire kind of. They call her, she'll get the job done. Oh, loose vampire, baby, I got that. A loose shapeshifter, don't, my job, I got this. Oh, magic's going crazy, okay, I'll handle it. That's Kate. She's super badass, she's fun. One day there is this case that is pretty much dividing the vampires and the shapeshifters, even more vampires versus werewolves, kind of that ordeal. She's put into the middle of it. She meets the Beast Lord, which is like the king of the shapeshifters. His name is Curran. His beast form is a lion because king of the jungle. That is her main love interest, by the way. And might I say, I hate him. He is so manipulative, and although Kate calls him out for it, it's almost like he gets this pass every single time. I'm really mad at him right now, especially. He has redeeming qualities, I guess. He has a pretty tragic background story, but he's just like that typical controlling male that I kind of hate. Like, where's my freedom at? Like, why do you have to control everything in my life? Get out of here, goodbye. This guy is the Beast Lord, and I'm just gonna show you how his clutch of power is. This is really strong clutch of power. This is really weak clutch of power. And here's Karan's. I promise to God, I don't know why all these shapeshifters be listening to him, because I promise you they're undermining him every single second. Not necessarily to portray him, like they respect him, they not love. They fear him. I mean, he's ruling through fear. Cersei anyone? But they're more like scheming for their own ambitious reasons. Hey, Kate, don't tell Karan I told you this. I need you to do this for me and, you know, Clan Buddha, the hyenas. We gonna have your back for this specific thing. And Kate's like, okay. And it's like, what the heck? Where's the Beast Lord? And then when he does catch his thumb, it's like, okay, you better do better next time. Roar! He literally roars at people in this book because he's the lion. I mean, they always get scared. And I guess a lion roaring would be scary because my dog roared, well, not roared, she doesn't get that much credit, but she barked and I was scared, and I am rambling right now. This video is going to be so long. But yeah, book number 4 out of 10 books, and I did not know that. I wanted a good, quick, smutty book, and this girl Sailor knew that, and she's in the Kate Daniels series. Guess what? No smut until book 4. What? She is so lucky I'm enjoying this series, so I did not snap her neck. Now, am I satisfied with my month of reading? I don't know. I mean, I guess I liked most of the books I read this month. This selection, obviously, loving McDonald's just to realize that the chicken nuggets don't hit the same now that you're older is a sad event. Then I reread a book I forgot about, The Boy Most Likely To. Then I read the companion novel and I loved it so much. It is a story I will always carry with my heart. I started the Kate Daniels series. I liked it. I enjoyed Geekerella. So overall, I'm going to be calling it a month of reading. I am currently at 49 books out of 75 for my Goodreads reading goal. Hope to finish that soon because I really want to get to 100. Also, I had a goal of reading about 14 books this month. Did not get there. So my new goal, you'd think it would get smaller, but no. I want to read 16 to beat my 15 in February earlier this year. I am currently at 49 books out of 75 for my Goodreads reading goal. Hope to finish that soon because I really want to get to 100 and maybe we'll get there. So we gotta charge through, people. I love you and I'll see you later. I promise. New videos coming soon. New fun videos coming soon. Keep tuned for that. I'm going to be getting married. You can guess the groom down below. If you're right, I'll delete your comment. If you're wrong, I'll just keep it to laugh. Okay, goodbye. Mwah.